Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. My name's Dave and welcome to what's a very pleasant morning in Berwick here. It's a little bit cool, but it's not bad. It's nice and sunny. This is going to be part 2 of the bus bar fit. So I'm going to do the positive in a moment. So as you can see, I've got the earth bus bar in and this is still attached. I've got the positive bus bar to do today. I'll probably put a zip tie around it just to make sure it stays on, although it stayed on all week and it's been fine, so it should be good. Let's get on with it. What we're going to do, we're going to leave the standard power lead on there, and then we're going to put all the rest of them on here. Now that might mean we have to re-terminate some or drill them through, make them big enough to fit over the posts, but we should be good to go once we've done that. So I'll come back to you when I'm finished. I was just saying in my last video how disappointed I was with Jackaroo. This is a Jackaroo crimp for 0 gauge cable, and as you can see, it doesn't fit on the bus bar. This is the same crimp that I got off Amazon. I got 18 of them for the price of 2, and they fit over there and they're just as good, if not better. Now there's one thing that's important here when you're wheeling around big long mains cables like this, and that is you must disconnect your earth, because if you don't and you touch that onto earth when you're touching it, there's another thing as well. You must make sure you've got lots of heat shrink, and the plastic clip that goes on the end of that is there because it needs to be well insulated. You don't want it touching earth. See what I'm doing here? I'm tightening up this here. Now if I connected that end of the red lead and I shorted that to there, we'd have a mess. We'd short circuit, we'd weld a spanner, we'd overheat the battery, and we'd have a big problem. I'll pull the cover off to show you. So we've got our 0 gauge power cable that goes to the end here. I've switched that out for a 15mm wasted nut, and these are all 14mm for the smaller ones. I believe I've got all the connections on. So let's go do the other side. This is tight now. So what I've left on here is the starter motor connections, the main alternator connection, and the connection to go over to here. So it's the same with this one. I've got the 0 gauge going across. I've got this one going to ground here. I've got a couple more cables, earth cables going in. All good. All right. So what I've decided to do, instead of putting the bus bars on there, I've decided, because there's not so many connections on here, I've changed the battery terminals and I've tightened them right up. So these are a lot better now. What I'm going to do though, as part of this video, I'm also going to do the connections to the auxiliary battery. So there it is there, 98%, 234 ampere hours. Now I've started the engine up. I'll have to go in from this angle. And you can see the battery is at the bottom here. This figure here is what's going into the battery. So when it points up, it's going into the battery. When it points down, it's coming out of the battery. This is how long it'll take to charge the battery up full. I think that's 17 minutes, not hours. So I've got 6 ampere hours to go because I have 240 ampere hours. That's why we're at 98%. So the battery is currently at 13.7 volts. Right. So I've turned it off. What I'm going to do now is take you around and show you what I've done. Now this is not the final fit. I'm just testing it at the moment because I don't have any way of, I don't have a tray for 2 batteries or something like that. So what I've done is I've put 2 battery trays together, zip tied them together. I've put the 120 ampere hour in here and a 120 ampere hour in there, and I've strapped them together with this strap. So what you basically got, if I can get the strap off and I'll show you. In fact, I'll unplug the fridge for a sec. So there you've got a lead connecting the two negatives together, and you've got a lead connecting the two positives together. That's how you do a parallel system. You can see my zip ties here. So you've got negative to negative, positive to positive. That's parallel. That gives you double the capacity, the same voltage. So 12 volts, 240 ampere hours. If you go red to black and black to red, that's in series. That'll give you 24 volts at 120 ampere hours. Now, you'll notice that my two connections from a battery box, one goes to this earth and one goes to this positive. That's how you need to wire them when you do it. So that really is just to cover over the connections. This is to hold them both. Now, I don't know if anybody knows about King's battery boxes. I can tell you now that if you've got a Kmart battery box, it's identical. Can you see here I'm going out to them points over there and over there. However, and I'm going out to my inverter over there. And the battery coming in goes direct onto the contacts in there. However, you can connect an Anderson plug here to get your power into your battery while taking power out of the battery here. You can do that. That's not an issue at all. And if anybody's wondering where I now work, you now know. So that's how you connect your batteries in parallel to get you double your capacity. And then again, we'll show you here. It takes it a few seconds to fire up. Turn the music off so I don't get copyright strikes. It's putting 23 amps in at the moment. So my system here is a 40 amp system, Renogy system. As you can see, it's at the back there, I think. Puts 50 amps in, not 40. So it's a 50 amp system. If I rev the engine, you'll see it go up from, I'll put the handbrake on, it'll help. So it goes up to about 47 amps when you rev the engine. And that concludes connecting your batteries together in parallel. It's as simple as that. So I've used two battery boxes and one battery box lid. That's the quick way of connecting them up. Eventually I'll get myself a tray. I do intend to put like a wooden shelf in there where the seats were and mount a fridge on it with a fridge slide. That's my intention. I don't know if I'll ever get around to it, but that's the intention. When I do that, I'll buy a proper tray, connect the batteries to the tray, and then connect them together that way. They'll be a bit more secure that way and a bit safer. If anybody's ever wondered what that beep is, when you press the button twice to lock the doors, it is a notification to say the doors are locked, and that's all it is. It's not an alarm set, it's not anything like that. All it is an indication to say the doors are locked. If you press it twice and you don't get that sound, one of your doors is still open and it hasn't locked. So I use it all the time now. That concludes what we're going to do there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.